Well, hello there.
Hello, listeners. So, Brooke, I have a very important question for you.
Oh, I'm ready.
I sent you something the other day. It was another podcast. And that's just how the world is right now, is we're on a podcast talking about something that I saw on TikTok. I didn't even listen to or watch the podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
But this one woman had the very astute observation that Tom Sandoval would love vabbing.
So, yeah, I was very excited by the energy of this podcast.
Yes.
But I don't know. It sounded like a PodCube sketch. I don't know who that is, and I don't know what vabbing is.
So, very interesting. We're going to get right into it. Tom Sandoval. I don't really know these people that well.
Okay.
There was a show called Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's still on.
Yeah.
One of the housewives was this British woman who is a restaurateur in America.
Okay.
And her name is Lisa Vanderpump.
Okay, I know who Lisa Vanderpump is.
Okay, so Lisa Vanderpump has a restaurant in, I think, L.A. called Sir.
Okay.
And they had this show called, I think, Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Of all of the waitresses and waiters, and like, you know, they're wanting to be famous, they're wanting to be on TV. It's just like their lives and their drama. Because they also work in a restaurant, and like many job categories where you are working shitty hours, everybody's hooking up.
It is crazy that they found a way to make restaurant work more toxic.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
So it's been on sort of however many years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's this one couple from it.
Okay.
Tom Sandoval and Adriana.
Okay.
And they were together like 10 plus years.
I'm looking them up.
Look them up. Actually, Tom Sandoval is your husband's Wario. I came to that realization this morning.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Babe, this is your Wario.
He is Mason's Wario. We have Mason in studio.
I'm like, is she my Wario?
Oh, no. Oh, no, he is.
I will, Bridgett, I'll like insert a photo, or maybe you could insert a photo and post of this situation.
Yes.
Mason, get in frame. Come on, let's.
I'll try and make the same face.
Yeah, if you can.
I don't know if I.
And then I'll be like,
it's a different energy, but I see it.
That's incredible.
And he's like 40 something now, like in his early 40s.
Okay.
He's probably the age difference between like us and Ian.
Okay.
So he was with Adriana for years. And I say was.
Well, spoilers I saw on Google.
A few years ago, there was something called the Scandoval. Mixing together his name and Scandal.
That's incredible.
Where, you know, they're this tight group of people. Now he has his own restaurant with his buddy. It's called like something in Sandy for Sandoval. He's got a cover band that he's really big into.
Like he listens to or is in it?
He's in it.
Okay.
He's the singer. Schwartz and Sandy's, I think, is the restaurant. They'd previously, I think, had a restaurant called Tom Tom, like a bar. I don't know. There's just all these things going on.
Oh, man. Oh, he was on House of Villains.
Yes, he was on that recently.
Okay.
So they end the season. Adriana had been going through a lot. She lost her dog of like 15 years or something.
God.
All heartbreaking. He starts fucking one of her friends.
Of course he does.
But this friend is significantly younger than all of them. She came into the picture because she was engaged to one of their friends who's a DJ, who's also British, who also seems so fucking like annoying.
It's crazy what men can get away with if they have a British accent. It's unreal.
There's a lot of, and I have British ancestry.
They're about to say, I have a British accent.
I have a British accent, but the rest of my ancestries and the rest of everything hates the British.
Yeah.
And if you are British, I like 2 of the Harry Styles songs. I am not that anti-British. It's called Golden.
Okay.
Fuck, what's the other one? As It Was.
As It Was is a great song.
2 Harry Styles songs.
Okay.
You know? But
everything, the Beatles, everything else, just fuck it.
yeah, but these 2 Harry Styles songs I really like.
They're turning you around.
But you know, it's like anime with Japan. Like, you can't erase history.
Totally.
But I still have a lot of love for those 2 Harry Styles songs in the British.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude in particular, his name's Jamie or something, really fucking annoying.
Crazy that you can just have a grown man named Jamie.
I think it's Jamie or James. I don't know.
Who cares,
He's
you know?
also a DJ.
Yeah.
Which also derogative.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a
derogative
DJ,
Jamie.
If you're a radio DJ, that's okay. Oh, Mason's saying no.
Yeah, he's not into it. As a former radio DJ.
Like a unsk DJ, I don't like that.
Well, because none of you are actually DJing. You're just playing MP3s.
Unless you're a woman.
Yeah, women can be DJs.
Some great women DJs.
Or just specifically not a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're not a man, it's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so him in... I think she goes by Raquel. It came out after all of this that her name was Rachel.
Oh.
Yeah. And she has this sympathy in the season before Scandoval happened where her and Jamie, or James, or whatever the fuck his name is, break up. She gives him the ring back. When during the reunion where they make all of these people talk and like hash out all of their stuff. And she also has turned 28. Which means her whole life she was a pageant girl. Mm-hmm. So at 28, you can no longer compete for Miss America.
She's like an athlete aging out of like her entire career up to this point.
Yeah, so all of this is happening simultaneously. While Adriana, who is getting into her late 30s, and Tom, who is starting his new restaurant, also in his late 30s, who has been, they bought a home together. He's been with Adriana a long time. They are working on freezing her eggs, looking into in vitro. Right. And of course, during all of that, he's like, man, you know how I have to handle this? I have to fuck this 28-year-old.
Just like get a personality. Do anything different.
Yeah. So this happens. One of the girls in the friend group punches Rachel, whatever her name is, which like I kind of get.
I so get it. I love that when you Google her, it's Rachel.
Yeah, that's so that's like it's embarrassing to change your name like that and then like have everybody find out you changed your name.
It would be like if you went by like Bridgett.
Yeah.
Like that'd be crazy. It'd be like just change it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. But they got found out. And then it was the next season. And that was amazing because basically Adriana was like, to Tom, she's like, you are a fucking scum of a person.
Yeah.
The thing that does suck, which Adriana can be mad at Rachel because of what she did. But I think the world probably could have shown Rachel some more grace.
She's a kid.
Yeah, especially
like she's so young
in this situation. And some of the girls did bring that up. They're like,
yeah.
Like one girl looked at Tom during the reunion. I think her name is Lala, also not her real name, and was like, you fucking groomed her.
100%.
And he's like, I didn't groom her. But he does this thing where he's like, he goes to Raquel and puts his head on her head.
Oh my God.
And he's like, it's me and you against the world. We'll get
fuck you, dude.
Yeah, he's like building this whole thing of like them against everyone.
Did he buy like a PDF book of how to act like a piece of dog shit?
I think he wrote it.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, so that's Tom Sandoval. He's really into himself. Honestly, the style I don't hate. Paints his nails, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, like he looks fine.
But very self-involved.
He's not better than any other predatory line cook fucking the new girl at the restaurant.
Also, after all of this happened, after Scandoval happened, his shitty cover band got put on America's Got Talent or one of those shows. And I'm like, please quit putting Nepo babies and already famous people on those shows.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like the entire conceit of this already fake show is that you can get discovered.
Yeah.
He's been on TV for like 15 years.
Yeah. So all of this has happened. Also, not Tom Sandoval, but his buddy Schwartz was at Comic-Con in Lexington last year.
Like as a guest?
Yeah.
Fucking why?
They had a few Vanderpump people. Also, the connection to Lexington, one of the former stars of the show is from Lexington.
Okay, I guess.
Brittany. She left way before all this happened.
Yeah.
But Tom Sandoval would be really into vabbing
Okay.
if he had a vagina.
So what is vabbing?
So vabbing is this new thing where you stick your fingers in your vagina
Okay.
and you get your secretions and you use it as perfume.
Okay. Yeah, no, he would be. I'm all the way back around.
Yes, so we've come back. He would be into vabbing. I'm not against vabbing.
Yeah, I mean, like, go off, I guess.
It's supposed to be for the pheromones. I do wonder where it is a bodily secretion, when you're coming in contact with other people.
Yeah.
And other things, like how much does your wrist touch shit?
I also feel like, are you like scrubbing up before you invade that space?
To.
Like, you gotta be, that's a lot. That's fine. We're not endorsing or not endorsing vabbing. There's clearly nuance here. However, he's definitely, like, he's jealous he can't do it. His vab envy is insane.
Vab envy. Oh my God. So that brings me to my next thing, which is also about reality TV, because I can't live in this world anymore, so I have to live in other people's.
Yeah, and their worlds are worse, which I feel like helps.
Yeah. My Strange Addiction.
God, I love My Strange Addiction.
There's a new season out.
Fuck, I can't believe that show's still going.
A girl is addicted to vabbing.
Okay, I mean, I get it. That's probably one of the most relatable ones I've ever heard.
See, that's my thing, because originally she was vabbing. She's 31, 32. She's never had a boyfriend. So she's like,
She doesn't need one. She's addicted to her own pussy. She's busy.
And also they're videoing her. So she'll be like at a restaurant and she'll be like, oh, excuse me, and turn her back to the camera and hunch over and fully just stick her fingers in. But she was like, I was scratching the inside of my vagina.
Oh.
So she started using coconut oil, which I think is great.
Yeah, I mean, that's antimicrobial or whatever.
Yeah, and she scrubs up beforehand each time.
Okay. I don't understand why she's scratching the inside of her vagina. Does she have nails or something?
I think it's nails, and also like it could be some dryness trying to get up there.
Sure.
She also collects secretions and puts it in a spray bottle.
Oh, so she's just kind of taking too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
But using it with coconut oil is fine. And she's like, I don't smell like vagina. She even goes on a date, first date. This was a little rough, and ask him, do you want to smell it? I imagine the TLC producers were behind this.
Yeah.
One of the layers of Dante's Inferno is
TLC.
in TLC. But the guy was like, didn't smell anything besides coconut oil, but it didn't like turn him on.
And he's not the right guy for you. I can tell you right now, based on what you're into and how you're feeling, if he's not building you up, you're just not a match.
Tom Sandoval wants to vab.
Yeah.
But he probably would not like a woman vabbing.
I believe that there is a layer of the kind of, knowing almost nothing about this man, the sort of delusional, narcissistic, like unbelievably false narrative he has in his head about himself. It's all built around extreme insecurity. Meanwhile, my vabbing queen, she's about herself.
I love the Vabbing queen.
I just don't think that he could possibly be on her level. And I agree. He could never handle a woman vabbing.
But that's one of those my strange addictions that I'm like, you know what? I don't think they should have to quit.
Do you remember the crossover of My Strange Addiction and I think Untold Stories of the ER? And I want to say, I don't know if it was actually on Untold Stories of the ER or it wasn't on I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant, but it was like an intersection of I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant, Untold Stories from the ER, and My Strange Addiction.
What?
There was a woman who is addicted to eating toilet paper.
Yes.
And I don't know if she was like, I don't know that it was the same person. It's just, to me, I remember watching this as a kid and I was like, this is crazy. This is like all of reality TV intersecting.
Cinematic universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because a woman is admitted, I think on Untold Stories of the ER, and she's like got stomach pain. And the doctor's like, it's because you fucking eat toilet paper. And she's like, I don't know. Like, I've been doing it for years and I've never been sick before. And it was like this whole fucking song and dance. And they're like, this is your fault, blah, blah, blah. Find out she has an ectopic pregnancy. The doctor was literally like, I am so sorry, my queen. He gave her a roll of toilet paper. He was like, that's on me. Clearly, this is your business.
Because I was going to say, I feel like, I'm not saying eat toilet paper.
Yeah.
I don't trust the like warehouses and shit it's probably
It's not
in.
food safe. That's my biggest issue.
But it does seem like it would break down.
And I think what we get into a lot with My Strange Addiction is like the amount you're ingesting, right? Like it's not, the dose makes the poison.
Yeah.
And so like I do think as a doctor, it's worthwhile to think, is it maybe that you're eating toilet paper? Because we have to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But then you do your due diligence and find out, oh, there's another problem.
It's an ectopic pregnancy.
It was I think about that all the time. That's just crazy.
Because some people, like there was the woman eating brick.
That's tough, but I guess it's just clay.
Yeah. Like my thing is some of this stuff in moderation, like many addictions would be fine in moderation. Like on this new season, there's a girl who's addicted to eating grass. I mean, it's a plant as long as she's not, but she's eating it anywhere.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know that we should be eating like spinach anywhere. Like you should be washing it. What if there's pesticides, especially on a lawn? And here's where it gets me is like, ultimately, I'm so in support of our vabbing queen. But if you yourself are calling it an addiction, it's probably time to think about why you're doing it, right? Like if you're causing harm to your vagina, if you're like struggling with it, and if you're feeling a compulsion to do it, it probably is an indication that something else is going on.
Yeah, and our vabbing queen, she started going to therapy.
Love that for her.
Also, she still vabs, it said at the end of the
Fine.
episode, but it was like she wanted help with how she approaches dating because she does want to find someone.
Yeah.
But she has trouble just talking to people and starting a conversation and stuff. So she went to therapy for that. I just also love like how they measure things.
Yeah.
On My Strange Addiction, because it's like she vabs however many hours. That's this many times a day. That's this many times a year. That's enough to feel like this many vases from Lowe's.
I'm like, okay, well, we're all getting really creative, but my strange addiction is being obsessed with what other people are doing and trying to feel better about yourself while you film it, right? Like, it's all complicated.
Yeah.
We're all doing stuff. It's hard.
Yeah, but there's a lot of the My Strange Addictions that I'm like, you know what? I support you, queen.
Yeah.
Be careful about it.
Yeah.
Maybe reel it back some, but nobody should tell you to stop. Keep eating grass. She put grass in her salad. It makes sense. It's a salad.
And I think really what we need to be doing is similar to that doctor who, he learned this lesson where it's like, let me ask the question, is eating toilet paper bad for you? And if I find out that it isn't, maybe we'll just focus on the other things in your life, because ultimately, I think that's how we actually heal, right? Is like, why are we eating toilet paper? Why are we compulsively vabbing? What are we missing? What are we looking for?
Yeah. The girl who was eating grass could relate it back to her dead mom.
I feel like that's so common on My Strange Addiction.
Yeah. So all of this to say, it's really tough to be a human, no matter how you're created. And that's where we're going to get into the second volume of Frankenstein,
Oh my God.
the creature story.
I forgot. I'm so excited.
Let's go to break and then come back and get into it.
Hell yes.
So, we're at the glacier.
Okay.
Victor sees the monster, the creature. I'm going to use those interchangeably. It was originally considered the monster, and then some people are like, well, is he a monster? So they said the creature. So I'll use those interchangeably. But he sees the creature and is like, fuck, I'm going to beat up this 8-foot guy I made. And of course that doesn't happen because he's just like, no.
Yeah.
So Victor's like, fine, I'll listen to his story. Even though I fucking made this guy, the only reason he's here is because of me. I immediately abandoned him, and now I'm like, I guess I'll listen to him.
I'm like continually just circling back to this being a mother-daughter story.
It is a mother-daughter story. I feel it in my soul. That's my interpretation of it.
It's so mommy dearest. It's so the moment.
And I liked my mom.
Yeah. I don't have that kind of relationship with my mom, but I see that for so many people.
Yeah. So we're at the glacier, and they sit down in like the monster, the creature's little like area, and he's like, okay, let me tell you the story of everything up till now from my point of view.
Oh my God.
So before we get into the story, I wanted to share this quote from the end of the last volume. And this is what the monster says to Victor to tell him to listen up. And again, as I say this, remember, this was written by like an 18-year-old girl who was anonymous
So crazy.
for the first bit of this story's life. Remember that I am thy creature. I ought to be thy Adam, but I am rather the fallen angel whom thou drives from joy for no misdeeds. Everywhere I see bliss, from which I alone am irrevocably excluded. I was benevolent and good. Misery made me a fiend. Make me happy, and I shall again be victorious.
It's like you raise women in the Christian tradition and you wonder why they go off so fucking hard.
That is such a girly pop paragraph.
It's so good. I want like Megan Thee Stallion to rap that over a really sick beat.
God, I love Megan Thee Stallion
Yeah.
so much. I'm so happy for her. She's like with this dude, and he seems to be treating her right. He's a basketball player.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about her except that she slaps.
She slaps. She also she lost both of her parents and her grandmother that was a big part of raising her in like a small period of time.
Yeah.
And then she like was also a famous rapper, but also went back to college.
That's awesome.
Got her degree.
I love that.
Yeah, she loved Megan Thee Stallion. Megan, make a Frankenstein album. She'd probably be into it.
Honestly, it would hit so hard.
But again, this is why, for me personally, this story is a representation of mother and daughter, maybe parent and daughter.
Yeah.
But the monster yearns so much to enjoy the life that was forced upon him. And Victor selfishly does not want to help because he is disgusted by the thing he's created.
That's so unreal.
So we're going to get into the monster story, which, if you'll remember, is actually the ship captain stuck in the Arctic's story, retelling of Victor's retelling of the monster story.
We are so many layers deep.
There's a lot going on. And then, spoiler alert for this episode, we're going to get into the monster's retelling of somebody else's story that is Victor's retelling of the monster's retelling, that's the captain's retelling of Victor's retelling of the monster's retelling of Safi, I think is how you say her name's story.
I mean, call me Ishmael. I'm fucking ready.
There's so much. So it starts at the night the creature was born.
Okay.
Victor's disgusted by what he made. He goes to his room to lie down in shock that this 7 or 8 foot tall monster that he has made out of cadavers is tough to look at. He's in shock. He's like, oh my God. And that's like when you're dating an older guy and he's like, you're just so young and immature. It's like, I'm actually older than when we first started dating.
Yeah, I'm just like calling you on your shit all of a sudden.
Yeah, so that's so annoying. But yeah, he makes this 7 or 8 foot tall person out of cadavers and then is like, whew.
It's crazy.
Bitch the whole time. So of course the monster's like says to him because he's a baby. And Victor's like, and Victor runs out of the apartment. And that's where the story splits. So the monster, the creature, finds himself desolate and in a forest. He gets cold at night. So he's starting to realize like cold and warmth.
Can I interject to bring us back? Because when we left off in the last episode, we had just encountered the creature, and now this is the recounting from the captain, from Dr. Frankenstein, of when the creature spoke to him.
And now we're into the creature story.
Uh-huh.
So this is the creature telling his story to Victor.
And so we've also gotten the reveal that the creature can speak.
Yes. So at the end of the last volume, he goes up and is like, listen to me. And he says the whole thing of like, I am thy Adam.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So he's speaking. But at this time, he's brand new to this world.
And he's explaining that kind of perspective.
So he's learning what cold is.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finds a gentle light at night, the moon, and finds comfort in it. So he's finding like light and dark, cold and warmth. When he's cold at night, he eventually, somebody has left behind a fire, and he finds it. He says that at first, the first time the sun came out, he was like, this is oppressive.
Yeah.
Because it's not brand new skin, but it's brand new. It's a brand new sensation to him. Like, it's got to be so bright and hot.
Yeah.
And it's uncomfortable. And some people are relating this to the trauma of being born. Mm-hmm. And the sun, the uncomfortability of the sun is like the uncomfortability of being brought into the world.
And like, what if you could remember that?
Yeah. God, remembering birth is so fucking awful.
I feel like it is just such a blessing that babies don't have a memory of the insane shit that is happening to them.
Also, again, God, I'm so addicted. I need to turn off TLC. I've been watching Unexpected.
Oh, what is that?
That is TLC's version of 16 and Pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And one of the girls has the baby. It's a cutie. Mm-hmm. He's a cute little baby. Cone-headed as hell when he comes out.
Same girl. It happens to the best of us.
So, eventually he finds a fire left behind by some people. He's super happy at the warmth he creates. He's like, this is awesome because I'm cold and now there's warmth and light. But he reaches into it to touch the embers and it burns him. And he's like, wait a minute. This is really painful, but I really liked this. What is going on? And eventually he learns like, okay, I can add wood to this and the fire will keep going and it'll keep giving me warmth and light, but it can also cause like pain and probably death. He doesn't get death yet, but he's like, it could cause something bad. Then he's also realizing he's experiencing hunger and thirst. Mm-hmm. And also like a baby. And it's also interesting to think that Mary Shelley was also going through, she had experienced a miscarriage because he doesn't know what hunger and thirst is. He just knows he's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So he starts like foraging. He tries some meat. He doesn't, that's like been in a fire. And he's like, okay, fire makes food good. Except for, he's like, not as much fruit, but he's like nuts and berries and nuts and roots and stuff. Throw it in the fire. Hell yeah, cook it up. It's better. He says, my food is not that of man. I do not destroy the lamb or the kid to glut my appetite. Acorns and berries afford me sufficient nourishment. So he is our vegetarian king.
Yeah, there's like this immediate sort of understanding that he would be causing pain.
Yeah.
And does the creature identify as man, or is it still sort of like
I think that he's not processed that yet.
Okay.
He searches for food one day and goes into a hut, and there's an old man there, and the old man sees him and runs away screaming. So then he goes into a village to try to find food, and people see the creature and like chase him off, and he's decided, okay, I can't be looked at by humans. So he doesn't really know what he is, because he knows these things are yelling at him, and he knows when he like looks down what he sees, and it's like, I'm similar to you. But he's like, okay, I guess I'm scary. So he's going through the forest again. They're in the Alps. He finds warmth in a shed attached to a house. And while there, he hears speaking and looks through the cracks. He doesn't know what they're saying yet.
Okay.
He looks through the cracks in the walls to see the occupants of the home. It's a man, a woman, and an old man.
Okay.
We're going to head to break again, and when we get back, I'll tell you about the DeLacy family.
Okay.
We have our DeLacys.
I'm so excited.
As the monster finds out, they are an older blind man and his 2 adult children, Agatha and Felix. He realizes at one point that they are poor and that they live differently from other people he's seen, and that poverty can cause stress and unhappiness. So class-conscious king.
Yeah, it's just, I love the order in which he is realizing things.
He is, in this time, living in this shed, which is almost all of this volume. He is developing empathy that is such a stark difference from how he has been treated. And he also realizes that by sneaking some of their food for himself, he's contributing to their difficulties, and he's racked with guilt. So he decides to start gathering wood for them every night and leaving it at their door, because he knows that keeping a fire going with wood keeps people warm and alive.
That's so sweet.
And they're just like, God's blessed us.
Yeah.
We got this, because it's just awesome.
I mean, the thing about being poor is you just don't have time to worry about it.
Yeah.
You're like, great, love it. Happy to see it here.
So they're enjoying that. He's enjoying doing that for them. And he's seeing this like positive feedback of them liking the wood. So he just keeps doing it. He keeps doing little things to help them out. And as he watches the family more and more, he learns that despite their poverty and how it upsets them, they have a lot of love in this house. The blind father sings and plays music, and the son reads out loud to the father. The creature at this time cannot understand language, but because he's a living being, he can understand the love and fondness being presented. While he's there, he's picking up like, okay, humans communicate through these sounds. And through watching them, he starts to understand language, which is how he knows to use it himself when telling this story. But we'll get into how his language becomes so intricate later, because Victor was like, oh my God, he's so well spoken. This child I abandoned that I didn't teach to talk is actually like really good at speaking.
Victor Frankenstein is like somebody's fucking deadbeat mom posting dusty 12-year-old photos of them on Facebook, like they actually spend time with them. Like, look, so proud of my honor student, and the honor student in question hasn't seen their mom in 4 years.
Exactly. Or the fucking deadbeat parents that like show up like maybe once a year and they buy something and they take a shit ton of pictures.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then they're like, I wish I weren't in this situation to make me treat you awful.
Exactly.
I also say that not being a parent.
Yeah.
Which had me thinking that there's a very modern adaptation of Frankenstein that's just like, oh.
Yeah.
And I think that this is because a lot of the stories probably skip over the DeLacy family. And I think it's because, well, a lot of the retellings of Frankenstein are very like, except for the most modern ones, but a lot of them are just like it's a monster.
Yeah, I feel like the impression that I had of Frankenstein before you started covering this book is so different than what seems to be important to the story.
Yeah. So it's definitely, all of these other interpretations are very much fanfic.
Mm-hmm.
But canon, he's very good at speaking. And I think it's so important because his observations of the DeLacy family teach him about the good things about humanity and what it is to be a person.
Mm-hmm.
But the flip side of that is by experiencing this and he sees their beautiful forms, he begins to compare himself to them. And one day he sees his reflection in a pool of water. And he's disgusted by the way he looks because he knows he's different now.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that all the words Victor used to describe him the night he was created, like fiend and monster and all of that stuff, he sees it as true when comparing himself to the beauty and the, like, kindness of these people he's observing. He's like, oh, I'm different. Not necessarily the kindness, because he is very kind, but he sees beautiful people that are connected with one another, and he's like, oh, I must be different.
Well, and he's literally never experienced that. Like, this relationship he has with them is dependent on them not ever seeing him.
Yeah. So the creature ends up helping them with firewood, doing things here and there throughout the winter and into the spring. And the creature soon learns that the DeLacy family, I don't know why I went Delaney, but DeLacy family used to be rich. But they were exiled from Paris suddenly, leaving them with no money and a list of things they had to leave behind.
Okay.
One of the things left behind was Safi. And I should have looked up how to say, if it's Safi, I don't know how to say her name. I should have looked that up. She's a beautiful Turkish woman who Felix falls in love with.
So was she like working for them at the time or?
No. So one day in the spring, Safi appears at the cottage door. The monster sees this. And she's wearing a dark dress and a veil. She's on horseback. She takes off the veil. Felix is happy. Agatha's happy. The father's happy to hear about it. The monster himself is like, this woman is beautiful. And the whole mood of the house switches. So everybody was loving but like sad.
Yeah.
And now they're loving and they're happy. They're like, oh my gosh, we have her. And this is where the creature starts to learn a ton because Safi does not speak French. So Felix begins to teach her the language of his sister and father through a book called Ruins of Empires. And he uses that to teach Safi French, unknowingly teaching the creature French.
Okay.
And world history, because it's a true book about the ruins of empires. So through the world history, the creature begins to observe the nature of humanity that is very different than what he's observed with the DeLacy family. He starts to realize that humans are magnificent and virtuous, but also incredibly vicious. And because he consistently has the role of an observer and not a participant of the human experience, the creature has a lot of time to reflect upon himself and what he would have to offer humanity. He's like, I have no money, no land, no companions, all of which I would need to build relationships and have a human connection. So he begins to reckon with his knowledge of the world now. He had this small, like he had experienced hate and people being disgusted by him. But he's like, oh, that's them. The DeLacys are great. That must be it.
Yeah.
But now he's learning like, oh, the world has so many people and there's so many bad things and so many good things. And he's reckoning with that. And his lack of ignorance becomes a lack of innocence. This is the monster aging as we would.
Yeah.
He begins to see himself as a monster who would never be able to fit in with families like the DeLacys. And he finds himself sometimes wishing he could go back to ignorance and find joy again in just the little things, like watching the family interact, helping them with firewood. But now he knows that he won't be able to have these things for himself. And his comparison becomes the thief of his joy.
Yeah.
And that's I mean, that's definitely what it's like growing up, and you start to realize what you grew up with is not the norm.
Mm-hmm.
And that you might not be able to have some of the things that other people have that you want.
Especially if you don't have a model for like what you could aspire to or what you like, how could you imagine yourself in the world?
Yeah. And it's very interesting to go back. I think a lot of the reasons like modern interpretations of Frankenstein leave this out and just make it like a monster is because while this was my favorite part of the book, the second and third volumes were my favorite. Maybe because I don't fucking care about Victor. I mean, I care about Victor, but I think the experience of the monster growing mentally, but how that relates to us growing as people is a lot more interesting. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, he's hiding in a shed this whole volume.
Yeah.
But the things he is experiencing internally is so interesting and beautiful as a reader compared to like what is physically going on.
Right.
That might not be as exciting. But through his learning of French and history, the creature learns the story of the family he's watching. The de Lacys were a prominent Parisian family. Safi was the daughter of a Turkish man who had been falsely accused of a crime and was sentenced to death. Felix, who finds compassion for this man, visits him in prison, which is where he meets Safi.
Okay.
Safi begins to write Felix, either in Turkish or some lingua franca. I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
But they have some language in common.
Mm-hmm.
Safi begins to tell Felix her story. Her mother was a Christian Arab who had been enslaved and then married Safi's father.
Okay.
And through their writing back and forth of letters of Safi and Felix, Felix falls in love with Safi, and he decides he's going to bust her dad out of prison.
So iconic, honestly.
So this is where we're getting the story of Safi in the letters, which the monster to Victor is like, and I have these letters, so you can't think that I'm lying.
Uh-huh.
But he's telling the story of Safi through the letters he found, which is being told from Victor's retelling of the monster, from the captain's telling of Victor to his sister.
I love it.
So, but they're riding back and forth. Felix is like, I'm going to bust your dad out of jail. And the night before her father's supposed to be executed, Felix gets in there, gets her dad out. I forget exactly like how or if it was even said, but he gets her dad out. And Felix, Safi, and her dad leave the country. They go to Italy.
Okay.
His relationship with Safi grows. However, he learns that the French government has figured out his role in the escape of this prisoner. And because of this crime, Mr. de Lacy, the blind man, and Agatha, Felix's sister, are arrested.
Shit.
To which Felix is like, I gotta go home and fix this.
Okay, so this is why, like, he had to separate from Safi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's got to get to his dad and sister and try to save them. When he leaves, Safi's dad is like, you're coming with me to Constantinople. He's like, fuck this kid. We're gonna bounce.
I mean, I get it.
I get it too.
Yeah.
Especially in a situation like this, everybody for themselves. But Safi's like, no, I love him. He helped us. And Safi also knows her mother's experience and this makes her not want to go to Turkey.
Okay.
This could also, like, I could see how there could be, it sets like, if she goes to Turkey, things will be bad for her. But if she marries a white man, things will be good for her.
That makes sense. That seems pretty astute.
Like, I can see the problematic nature of it.
Yeah.
But that is what she is feeling. So she gets together some money. She figures out where the DeLacy family is living now that they have been exiled from Paris. And she's like, okay, I'm going to dip and go to the Alps. And she does.
And so is her dad Turkish as well?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's like, whose property does she want to be, right? Like, she has so many choices as a woman. And so she can, like, I feel like it makes sense to be like, well, if I go with my father, he will have control over what I do and where I go.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I might have more freedom.
Yeah. So they could be in the Alps in Italy. I don't know. The Alps are everywhere.
Everywhere.
They're everywhere. The Alps are in you. The Alps are in me.
The Appalachian Mountains are in Scotland. Mountains are crazy.
Connects.
Yeah.
But I think that Safi and her parents' stories represent another idea of otherness that the monster finds himself feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shelley was showing that the racism and xenophobia have similar hurt on people that the creature is feeling being isolated from society.
The intersectional feminism of this book, honestly wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. And I don't know 100% if that was what she was feeling, but it's like, you get that this is what her and her parents go through, which are very different because her father's not Christian.
Right.
And I don't know enough about world history to like know the involvements of that.
Yeah, Ian, if you know anything about this period, you might have to call in and give us an update.
But yeah, so that's what's going on. And she has seen the discrimination in like difficulties between religions. She has seen the difficulties between like races. Of course, they are treated different in Paris. Her father didn't commit a crime.
Yeah.
He was falsely accused.
Yeah.
Like regardless of, his involvement, was he involved with the mother being enslaved? I don't remember that part. But like regardless of what religion he is, like what group he's a part of.
Yeah.
He was a non-European man in a European city who was falsely convicted of a crime.
Yeah.
And the monster, I think, is a reflection of that.
Yeah.
The family, through their language lessons for Safi, also begins to teach the monster how to read. Because they're teaching her how to read in French. And one day, he is foraging in the forest and he finds a leather satchel and begins to read the books in it.
Oh, okay.
So now, here's the thing. He doesn't, because I guess the ruins of worlds or whatever, ruins of empires, may be a nonfiction book.
Okay.
So he doesn't get fiction.
Okay.
So he's reading all of these books thinking that they are word for word history of the world. And he adds that into his understanding of humanity, which honestly I do think makes sense. Not only that, but because art is such a reflection of the truth that even though he's not reading nonfiction, he's getting the gist.
Well, because like people write books, right? So you're understanding reflections of that. I also feel really compelled by the idea that the creature, through the experience that Safi is having, is learning how empowering it is to know a language and to be able to communicate. Like, it's really compelling to me that from the moment she arrives, what's the guy's name, the brother?
Felix.
It's really like interesting to me that it is very important for him that she is empowered to speak to his father and sister independent of him.
Yeah.
And that like she can exist in the world with him, not like he can just decide things for her. He's immediately like, we got to teach you all this.
And it does talk about like Agatha and Safi like being friends and talking to each other as they learn language. And I mean, I could go on for a while talking about language because I'm in another linguistics class this semester, which is where I knew the term lingua franca.
Very good.
But it is empowering for both Safi and the creature to be learning these things.
Yeah.
And then he's able to go from just hearing the stories Felix is telling the old man to now he's reading his own books and making his own interpretations. He reads a book called Paradise Lost, and it's like a fictionalized version of Adam and Eve, I guess.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And he compares himself to Adam, a man created by a being so much more powerful than he is, who has left him to learn everything for himself. And he also feels the abandonment that Adam feels in the story, being abandoned by God.
Mm-hmm.
And the creature begins to become upset that he does not have his own Eve.
Yeah.
Especially seeing the love between Sapphi and Felix.
Mm-hmm.
He longs for a companion that looks like him and is similar to him, especially now that fall has set in and the landscape that they are in is going from this beautiful summer to dead and dreary. Things are starting to die off, and he's losing his innocence, and he's like, I need a companion.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that he reads, because he threw on some clothes before he left.
Mm-hmm.
The house, Victor's apartment, for the first time.
Okay.
He wraps up to be warm.
Mm-hmm.
There's a journal that was in one of the things he wrapped up with.
Oh.
He reads this journal, and he learns how he was created.
Oh.
And Victor's feelings about how he was created. And this, of course, only makes him feel more alone. But he also now, instead of feeling like hurt and this longing for innocence, he's beginning to feel hatred and anger.
Mm-hmm.
He's beginning to detest his creator. So
he's like a 15-year-old girl.
He is a 15-year-old girl at this point. And like many 15-year-old girls, he's like, I have to make a big, bold move.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you about that big, bold move after this break.
Tune in to see if he gets bangs. The creature, one of the girlies, is about to make a big, bold move.
Can you guess what that big, bold move is?
I'm going to guess to create a companion.
Himself?
Yeah.
That's not it.
Oh.
He's going to show himself to the DeLacy's.
Oh. Okay.
And see if they will accept him for who he is, especially because he's been so helpful and kind to them over this year. Because it's coming up on a year that he's been with them now.
It is so hard to navigate. I've been living in your walls, but I promise it's cool. It's a really tough perspective.
Do you know what it's called when somebody's living in your walls?
I feel like I've heard it before.
Frogging, but with a PH.
I've never heard frogging.
There's a whole show on it.
Oh my
I haven't
God.
watched it. Surprisingly, I watch every other thing. I think it's a Lifetime show.
That's insane.
I also fucking hate that so much. But I'm also like, okay, I live in like a modern American house. There's no fucking way people...
Yeah.
The walls are only this far apart.
I gotta be so real. If anyone has ever been living in my walls, I don't want to find out.
Yeah.
Like, that's just going to ruin my whole shit.
I would rather not know. If you're living in my walls, thank you for listening to this podcast. We do need the numbers and engagement. Don't tell me.
Yeah, like the reveal is not going to go well.
So he decides to act on his plan one day in the winter when Mr. DeLacy's home alone and Felix and Agatha and Sapphy have all went for a long walk.
I can see why he made this choice.
And of course, since the man is blind, he thinks he can convince the patriarch of the family of his goodness in relation to them without the horror of what he looks like. And that Mr. DeLacy, who I don't think is named the whole time. I couldn't find a name for him.
Okay.
He's just the old man DeLacy. But he's going to convince the younger DeLacy's this is our friend. He's safe.
It's a good plan.
Yeah.
As far as this plan goes.
I mean, it's a great plan from a 15-year-old girl.
If we were on AIM messaging and like I was pen pals with the creature and the creature was like, I'm going to show myself, I'd be like, girl, don't. And he'd be like, okay, but like I'm gonna. And I'd be like, okay, I do think going to the blind man first is a good idea.
ASL.
Yeah.
So the old man,
A is like fucking 8 months.
8 months old.
Yeah.
Don't understand sex that much yet.
Shed.
The S is for shed. In location, also shed.
Yeah.
But he pretends to be this man who is just traveling to meet some friends.
Okay.
And, it's back in the olden days, so it's like, hey, I'm really cold. Can I just, come in and hang out?
Yeah.
Because you just didn't have...
I mean, that's what people
did back then. And the creature tells Mr. DeLacy that he has these friends, and they're the most loving and kind people ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he yearns for nothing more than to be their companions.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells Mr. DeLacy that even though he has these friends, he has lived in extreme isolation, and he only yearns for the acceptance of these people.
Mm-hmm.
And the old man's encouraging. He's like, yeah, queen, go get it.
Love it.
He says your friends should accept you.
Mm-hmm.
And the creature's working up this courage to tell him that the friends in the story are the old man and his family.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's been living in their shed.
I mean, I do think, again, what has never been presented to me about this story is how, exceptionally intelligent the creature is.
Yeah.
Just really, and how much the creature suffers for that. That, this loss of innocence and ignorance and, this extreme intelligence in the way that, the creature's brain is so clearly absorbing so much of the world and so understanding the world. As far as plans go for this makes sense that you would present it this way.
Yeah. So the old man is encouraging, but before he gets the chance to reveal who the friends are, he hears Felix, Safi, and Agatha come home early.
Okay.
He then begs the old man, "You and your family are the friends of whom I seek. Do not desert me in the hour of trial."
Mm.
But, of course, when the three younger DeLacys get in, they see how grotesque the creature's appearance is, and they immediately assume the worst of this intruder. Safi runs out, Agatha faints, and Felix chases the monster off.
It just feels rude. I understand that the creature is imposing. And I don't know if it's just that people have read the Bible and think monsters are real, but I'm just it's just not the way you react when someone looks different.
Yeah.
It's just he's human. He's talking to you. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah. And that, I need to see. So the new Frankenstein movie, Jacob Elordi is Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
But even the way they have him together, I would be he looks rough.
Yeah.
But still human shape.
It's also it's one thing to have a gut reaction if someone is clearly I also think I would imagine that the creature looks you'd be oh, something happened to this person.
Yeah.
There's real scarring and things like that. But even if you might have a visceral reaction at first, I would feel then I would just be that's rude. Hello.
And it may also be because, we are living in an understanding where we have seen more people with these very physical, noticeable, deformities. I don't know if that's the correct word to say, but deformities and disabilities. People look different, and we know that happens. That's a thing.
Yeah.
But I guess also, which granted these people lived in Paris, but I also know that there were things for the longest time of ugly laws until very recent history.
Yeah.
Where, if you looked different or were a little bit deformed, you were just expected to stay inside.
I mean, we are really we've had freak shows and all of these different conformity has continued, unfortunately, to be like such an important part of humanity.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be part of what this story is really speaking to, is the idea that the way this creature looks like predefines any interaction that he has. And that is really weird to me, because it's just like, I don't know, it's just like not how I was raised. It's just really odd.
But it's also such a reflection of feeling like a teenage girl.
Yes.
Because you're learning how the world operates when it sees you as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And the expectations of the way you should look. And no one has taught the creature how to perform.
Yeah.
Also, like no one has taught the creature how to dress or how to present himself. And that is such an expectation on being a woman in the world. I can see that definitely being like an example of that.
So, because of his rejection, the creature decides that he's going to wage war upon all humans.
That's real. I get it.
Very teenage girl.
Very teenage girl.
Especially his creator, Victor motherfucking Frankenstein.
Great place to start. Great choice.
Through Victor's journal, the monster learns that to get to Victor, he needs to go to Geneva.
Mm-hmm.
So he sets off to never see the DeLacy family again, and he hides away from humans while on his trip. During his trip to Geneva, he interacts again with a human when he sees a little girl by a river and she slips and falls into the water. And he saves her from drowning.
Mm-hmm.
But when the guy she was with shows up, I don't know if this is her father or an older brother or what, he sees the creature and he assumes the creature was trying to drown the girl.
Mm-hmm.
So he shoots him.
Good God.
So now you have this creature that's hiding away from humans, headed to Geneva, recovering from a gunshot wound. That's going to actually be like what I call my life story. Headed to Geneva.
recovering from a
gunshot wound. And a few months later, he arrives in Geneva.
Did the little girl, was she able to react to him at all?
No, because she was like in shock.
I do feel like it would be really, unfortunately, he hasn't had a lot of interactions with like kids, because kids are just like blunt and normal. They might be like, why do you look like that? And then you could be like, I don't know, or I was put together from parts, and they'd be like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you could just have a normal fucking conversation about it. Like,
yeah, that definitely is kids. It can be really embarrassing to be with a kid because they'll just like ask people shit that like, we're too polite to.
But I have a lot of friends who are like chronically ill or have like different disabilities, and they'll often express that it's really frustrating when a kid like is saying to their parent, like, why does that person have a cane? And then the parent is like, shh, instead of saying, oh, well, like they might need it to walk.
Yeah.
Which is like a normal like it's okay.
Yeah, that was one of the things I have had now. One of them has passed away. A few, because I grew up in such a large family that there were people who had blindness. There were people who, needed mobility aids. A few of my cousins were wheelchair users because they'd been paralyzed in car accidents.
Oh, gosh.
I'd been raised around that.
Yeah.
I had like known, because my older cousin who passed away last year, where my family's so much older than me, she's 20, 30 something years older than me,
right?
And she had been at 17 in a car accident that left her in a wheelchair, paralyzed from the waist down for the rest of her life. So like I had always known people, and like my grandma had a cane and was my great grandma and was blind. That's what terrified me about blue-eyed people and green-eyed people. Because my great-grandmother, I think, had green eyes or blue eyes, and she was blind. And out of all of her kids, the ones who did have lighter eyes went blind.
Yeah.
They all had this disorder called retinitis pigmentosa. So I was like, I guess you just go blind if you have eyes.
Well, and it's like a thing you see in animals too, right? Like, is that sometimes it can be an indicator that like, oh, that cat is blind.
Yeah, so it's like, as a kid, I was like, I can't ever fall in love with someone with blue or green eyes because my children, and they didn't go blind at like a young age.
Yeah.
But still, I guess their sight just like goes away quicker.
I mean, I will say as a blue-eyed girly, it's no fucking prize. We just don't have melanin in our eyes and can't be outside when it's sunny.
But there's just some weird connection with like the eye color and having, I guess, this gene that passes down retinitis pigmentosa.
That makes sense. Well, and you might have that gene too, so I
Yeah.
could see that being a real worry.
Yeah. Ended up with a blue-eyed beauty.
It's just hard out there. You love who you love.
But so recovering from the gunshot wound, he arrives in Geneva a few months later, and he sees this little boy who looks angelic. Mm-hmm. And he's playing outdoors. And in his mind, he's like, this little boy is going to be too young and angelic and innocent to judge me. Mm-hmm. And with that, we're going into our patron-only section. This is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. You already know, Volume 2. There's still a whole other volume left after this, but we're going to go to the end of this volume now with the patrons. And also remember to call us.
Please call us. You can call us at 413-GET-EDGY or 413-438-3349. Talk to us. Leave us messages.
We love you.
We love you. We want to hear from you, and we might play your messages on the show. Talk to us about the books. Talk to us about books you think we should read. Tell us if you think any of our takes are too hot and you've got a different take. We want to hear from you. My daddy owns the lake. This is not a cool look.
I don't know why I added that part. She's dead.
It's just like therapy.
But the creature's like, nah. Who the fuck are you?
I just am stressed that I can't believe we have to stop here. I am so invested in this. I don't understand why everybody only tells the. I always thought Frankenstein was just boring.
Yeah.
And it's just because they only tell the most boring part of it.
Isn't this the best?
This is fucking crazy.
Like, this is such a battle of morality.
It's like, it's morality, it's class structure, it's sexism, it's like just existing in the world as like a person with the lot you've been given. And like, how do you do that alongside all of the power that is surrounding you?
Frankenstein, and as a kid, I was also like, the classics are boring.
Me too.
But the classics aren't boring. What you're being told about the classics is boring. This is fucking wild.
Yeah, it's like the classics aren't boring. It's just that the thing, I remember, I don't know if we talked about this last time, but I remember reading about how for the first time, like several years ago, the Odyssey was translated by a woman, and everyone was like, oh, that might actually be sort of what Homer originally meant by this. Oh, the female characters look different when it's translated by a woman. Oh, like this whole thing isn't just this sort of straight and narrow hero's journey with all, it was just through this masculine lens.
The importance of language again.
It's crazy.
So the next time you hear from us, it'll probably be about Twilight, but then it'll be back to Frankenstein.
We did not intend to be like in this back and forth, intensely exciting series, but here we are.
Here we are. At first I was like, oh, am I kind of copping out by dividing Frankenstein up into 3 parts? But then I'm like, no, because the second volume is just so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it feels wild to say this about something that feels like it's such a cultural touchstone, but I feel like I have no idea where the story is going.
Yeah.
I am so invested.
All righty. Well, we'll be seeing y'all later.
We will see y'all next time. Give us a call.